I recently had a conversation with a friend about the quality of animation within anime as an artistic medium, specifically the style in which people and scenes are animated. You see, my friend didn't grow up watching anime. Instead, he pretty much only watched American cartoons. He claimed to have watched some anime here and there, but nothing I had ever heard of, and never consistently enough to finish a season of a show. So I took it upon myself to try and introduce him to various shows because, in my mind, no one really hates anime, they just hate the anime they've seen. With some convincing, I got him to watch a little bit of Naruto, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia with me, but he still insisted he didn't like anime. So I asked him what it is specifically about anime that he didn't like. And he told me that it was the design of people's faces with eyes that are unnaturally big, noses that can be pretty much non-existent, and physical features that were too soft. In other words, anime was too foreign. And it made me think of this old Tumblr post I saw somewhere about how anime characters are cats. Basically, anime characters are drawn in a similar way to cats, with soft, cute, and angled features that anyone who didn't grow up watching anime might find uneasy at best. So I thought, well, okay, if that's the problem and these anime don't do it for him, then maybe some different art styles would. And here's where I messed up. I showed him JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and he hated it. He hated it with every fiber in his being, and I can't even blame him. Ignoring everything else about the story, plot, and characters, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is not for the casual viewer. The art style is very busy and abrasive, and even I, someone who loves anime, probably wouldn't have watched it if I wasn't high as a kite with my neighbor freshman year of college. Anyway, that's my bad. I went too far into the weird and non-cute. I needed to figure something out, and I needed to do it fast, because my friend was quickly becoming more and more certain that all anime sucked. So I stopped. I went all the way back to basics. Ignoring the cat thing, what was it he didn't like? Soft features, a lack of noses, and overly stylized designs. Now, I may be an anime lover, but I'm by no means a connoisseur, so I was really only working with what I had personally seen, and that didn't leave me a whole lot of options. Eventually, I decided that rather than finding an anime that fit his personal criteria, I would just find an anime that sat somewhere between Naruto and JoJo artistically. And that left me with only one choice. For the first time, I showed him an anime he didn't hate. I mean, he hated the plot. He found it incredibly boring that Saitama could just win every fight in one punch, but he didn't hate the animation, and that is a win in my book. However, it was about this time that I was beginning to question something. One Punch Man isn't that much different artistically from most anime, so why was he okay with it and not the others? After some thought, I think it has to do with exposure. The more interaction people have with something, the more likely it is that they will grow to love it. Kind of like Stockholm Syndrome, but not in a weird way. If I had to compare it to something, I would say it's like sports. Personally, I don't care for football, but that's because I was a choir and theater kid who didn't go to his high school football games, nor did I watch NFL every Sunday. However, if you like football, then you probably interacted with it a lot. Whether as a player, a cheerleader, a band student, or just somebody that went to hang out with their friends, you built relationships and made memories that revolve around football, and as a result, you associate football with positive emotions where I don't. And I think the reason my buddy found anime weird is because he just didn't grow up with it. He doesn't have the positive emotional associations, nor does he have existing knowledge of anime tropes, so when he watches anime, all he can do is quite literally take what he sees at face value. After I realized that, I began easing him into anime by watching some American shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Boondocks, Arcane, and eventually he grew to quite enjoy animation as an artistic medium. Now, after all this time, and all the exposure he's had to anime, he's watching Heavenly Delusion on his own. And I couldn't be happier. Anime has never been more popular. It is ingrained in pop culture, and these days, some of the best stories are being told through animation. But even so, there's still a lingering stigma around watching anime as an adult. It makes it difficult for new people to pick it up as an interest or a hobby, and as anime lovers, we should really do a better job at exposing our friends to the great worlds and stories it has to offer. It's our job not only to recommend shows to our friends, but also to actively participate in the viewing experience and cultivating those positive memories and emotional connections that everyone deserves. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a goose.